dentistry to the point. So in this video, we are going to further continue with candidiasis, and we are going to discuss the third category of primary oral candidiasis, that is your candida associated lesions. Earlier we have discussed with the acute forms and the chronic forms. Now we are going to see the candida associated lesions, which had three lesions within it. Firstly is your denture stomatitis, next is angular cheilitis and median rhomboid glossitis. So let's see them one by one. Starting with denture stomatitis. So as the word stomatitis itself means inflammation of oral mucosa. So when there is inflammation of oral mucosa because of wearing denture or because of denture, that is known as denture stomatitis. Easy, okay. Now it is also known as chronic atrophic candidiasis. Now why it is known as atrophic candidiasis, or either it can be also called as chronic erythematous candidiasis. Now for this you have to check my video on the acute forms, namely the pseudomembranous and erythematous. There you will get to know why it is known as erythematous form was also known as atrophic form, acute atrophic candidiasis, and this form is called as chronic atrophic candidiasis by Lehner. Okay, so he suggested to call denture stomatitis as chronic atrophic candidiasis because there is a close association of denture stomatitis with candidiasis. So he interchangeably called denture stomatitis or candida associated lesion denture stomatitis as chronic atrophic candidiasis, okay, or chronic erythematous candidiasis. You will get to know later why. Also known as denture sore mouth. Soreness is nothing, that's just a painful sensation or aching sensation which is caused by denture. Sore means nothing but painful or aching sensation. So when there is a painful or aching sensation in the mouth due to denture, that is denture sore mouth. Now Newton also, now various researches have been carried out, studies have been put forward. So Newton suggested that your denture stomatitis may be related to sweat retention syndrome. Okay, so talking about the etiology we say, so he said that cause of denture stomatitis could be related to sweat retention syndrome, which happens, like what happens is, in this there is a keratin plug formation of either the sweat gland or the accessory salivary gland. So this is a hindrance which is given, which is blocking the sweat gland or salivary gland, that forces the sweat or the saliva into the adjacent tissues with subsequent inflammation. So this could be a cause or an etiological factor, but it is not actually so much accepted now. Other factors could be poor denture cleanliness was also associated with severe inflammation, any kind of dental trauma, continual denture wearing, poor oral hygiene habits, dietary and systemic alterations. So these could be the etiology for denture stomatitis. This is not widely accepted nowadays, but yes, these two are. Moving on to the clinical features, you have the sex, age and common site. So in sex, it is said, it is not actually that accepted, but yes, various studies have said that females or women are more commonly affected than males or men. There is no specific age limit. Also the common site involving is your maxilla is more commonly involved, mostly the palate, because obviously you know when you wear the denture, the palate, the whole of the palate area is covered with that plate. So that is the more common site, and the mandible is rarely involved. Mucosa beneath the denture, it becomes extremely red, swollen, granular and painful. That's why it is known as chronic erythematous candidiasis also, okay. Otherwise you have to watch the acute video one which I have made, acute atrophic candidiasis or acute erythematous candidiasis. You will get to know a better understanding, so do watch that out also. So it is extremely red. So the area which is beneath the denture, it becomes extremely red, very edematous or swollen, granular and painful. Multiple pinpoint foci of hyperemia, usually involving the maxilla, frequently occurs. Hyperemia means nothing but excess blood flow to a particular organ or excess blood in the capillaries. So they show as pinpoint more reddish, as in the area is already going to be edematous, and then you have that pinpoint foci of hyperemia, that is more red patches there because of the excess blood flow. Severe burning sensations, then these are the symptoms which a patient presents, that is severe burning sensations, soreness and dryness of the mouth are common. The readiness of the mucosa is rather sharply outlined and restricted to the tissues, okay, actually in contact with the denture. So actually, so that when you wear the denture, so you have that boundary. Now you have seen commonly also when you wear something and you go out in sun, so the tanning line appears, okay, so the lines are there demarcating your area which is tanned. So similarly, the redness of the mucosa is rather sharply demarcated and restricted to the tissues actually in contact with the denture, okay, often occurring with angular cheilitis. Now this is the next topic which we will see in candida associated lesions. And the denture related candidiasis may be the most common form of oral disease. Now this line is said based on various studies and researches done. So what they found out, various studies were carried out, and what they found out was that 2/3 of the people in a population of 100 people who were affected with candidiasis, so 2/3 of the persons had denture as the causative factor for the candidiasis to happen, okay. So that's why this line is stated that majority of the population who had candidiasis, so many of them had denture as a predisposing factor to the infection, okay. So this is all about your denture stomatitis. Now moving on to the second category of candida associated lesion. So second lesion being your angular cheilitis. Now angular cheilitis, as the name itself suggests, now cheilitis I've told you it's nothing but inflammation of the lips, and angular here is the word for angles of the mouth. So when the inflammation of the lips is mainly at the angles of the mouth, that is known as angular cheilitis. Easy. Also it is known as angular cheilosis, Perlesh and chelocandidiasis. Now this chelocandidiasis is actually not an interchangeable or also known as term for angular cheilitis. It is nothing but an extensive form of angular cheilitis. There is desquamative lesion. Now what is this desquamative? That is your shedding lesions or destructive lesions affecting full width of the lip, even extending into the adjacent lesions, associated with habitual lip sucking, chronic candidal infections and sunlight. So this is nothing but a severe version of angular cheilitis actually, but sometimes it can be interchangeably used with angular cheilitis. Now the causes for this are obviously majority are candida associated, like 20% cause could be attributed to candida and 20% to streptococci, and if you combine both of these, that is candida plus streptococci, then the cause is attributed at 60%. Morely, 80% of the cases coexist with denture stomatitis that is seen in denture wearers long term. So there is a strong bond, as we have discussed it in denture stomatitis also, that these two are closely associated or related with each other. That is your angular cheilitis and denture stomatitis. Also in old age, when there is reduced vertical dimensions of the mouth, over closures of the jaw, when there is reduced vertical dimensions of the mouth, over closures of the jaw in edentulous patients, or loss of the occlusal height in old age. So in these cases also there is chances of angular cheilitis. Now these are also etiological factors. Why? Because there are deep folds that are produced at the corners of the mouth, okay, and because of that folds produced at the corners of the mouth, saliva tends to collect in these areas. Saliva collects in these areas, so the skin becomes macerated, fissured and hence infected. Now the word macerated here is nothing but I can give you an example, like when you put your hand on, when your skin is exposed to a fluid or water for a longer period of time, you see a white patch occurring here. I'll pop up an image so that it's clear. So you see that sogginess of the skin, that softened skin, that whitishness of the skin, separated skin you feel. So that is known as a macerated skin, okay. So when there are deep folds at the corners of the mouth and saliva tends to collect there, so the skin, it is in constant seepage with the fluid, so it becomes macerated, that separated, soggy, smoothened appearance, fissured and hence infected. Also prognathism may be a similar state in young ones. Also prognathism can be a similar cause and can occur and can cause such condition, that is angular cheilitis, through this process, okay. Also incorrectly designed or worn out dentures. Also any recurrent trauma from dental flossing, because you do dental flossing, so definitely it hinders with your corners of the mouth, or it is repeatedly, the floss repeatedly runs at the corners of the mouth. So this recurrent trauma from dental flossing could be a cause. Nutritional deficiencies like riboflavin, folate or iron deficiency, bacterial and fungal infections as well. diseases of the skin like atopic dermatitis involving the face or seborrheic dermatitis, nothing but allergies of the skin can also contribute to such condition. Other rare factors could be hypersalivation, Down syndrome, large tongue, constant dripping of saliva from the corners of the mouth, okay, presence of sinus of developmental origin at the corners of the mouth. Now this is a rare cause definitely, but yes, many factors. Now these all factors could be a cause of angular cheilitis. Either it could be due to candida, or since we're talking about candida, so yes, candida is one of them. Other these cause could also be one of the causative factors for candida, for angular cheilitis. Moving on to the clinical features, so these occur in both young children as well as in adults. Okay, and there is also no any sex predilection, like it is more common in women or males, nothing like that. So it is commonly affecting both the genders as well as all the age groups. Characteristic now this characterized symptomatically by a feeling of dryness and burning sensation at the corners of the mouth. So these are the initial symptoms which a person feels at an initial moment when he is having this angular cheilitis. So he feels a feeling of dryness and burning sensations at the corners of the mouth. Also an itching sensation at the corners of the mouth. Roughly triangular area of erythema and edema at either one or more commonly on both the angles of the mouth. It could either affect one angle of the mouth, but more commonly it manifests on both the angles of the mouth. Okay. Also the clinical picture is shown as the skin at the commissures appears wrinkled and somewhat macerated. Macerated, I have already told, nothing but a whitish, soggy, separated, smoothened skin appearance, like which is a skin that is in continuous contact with a fluid, or it is steeped in a fluid. So that appearance is of macerated. Anyways, I will pop clinical pictures so it will make you more clear. So there it appears wrinkled and somewhat macerated. In time, the wrinkles become more pronounced to form one or more deep fissures, okay, fissures or cracks which appear ulcerated but do not tend to bleed, although a superficial exudative crust may be formed. Okay, so nothing happens is that there is wrinkling as in seen at the corners of the mouth. Okay, and with time this wrinkling becomes more pronounced, and then it appears as cracks and fissures. Here it appears as cracks and fissures, and even they appear similar to small ulcers which do not bleed actually, but sometimes yes, they have that, you know, सूखी पपड़ी जिसको आप बोलते हो, that is your exudative crust, that is your pus filled, you know, not actually pus filled, but exudative crust is nothing but a papdi like appearance appears, like a scaly skin like appearance or stiffened skin appearance appear on the cracks of the mouth. These fissures do not involve the mucosal surface of the commissures, okay, inside the mouth, but stop at the mucocutaneous junction. So it only occurs on the exteriors, okay, exterior of the angles. There is no involvement of the interiors, okay. So it stops at the junction as in the external and internal के बीच का जो junction है उधर ही, मतलब mucocutaneous junction is nothing but this is the external and then inside, so उनका बीच का जो area है, that is the mucocutaneous junction. So it usually involves the exteriors and not the interiors of the angles. Hence, have a tendency of spontaneous remissions if not treated. Also, subsequent exacerbations is common, however, only rarely do the lesions completely disappear. So, once if a person is suffering from angular cheilitis, so complete disappearance of this lesion is a rare condition. Short exacerbations, as in every time occurring in small amounts, could be there, and also if they are not treated, then remissions could be there. Also, there is a term that is ruggeds. These are nothing but linear furrows or fissures radiating from the angle of the mouth, and these are seen in the severe form, especially in denture wearers. So nothing but when this angular cheilitis is associated with denture stomatitis and it is in its severe form, so there are radiations of cracks and fissures occurring from the angle of the mouth that are known as your ruggeds. So this is all about your angular cheilitis, and hence we conclude with the topic of candida associated lesions, wherein we have seen denture stomatitis and angular cheilitis, and the third variant was median rhomboid glossitis, for which a separate video has already been made in the developmental disturbances of the tongue. So do check that out if you haven't. I'll give the link in the description box and also pop an I button. So this is all for today's video. I hope you understood this, and if you did, then please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Also hit the bell icon so that you're notified for the upcoming videos, and stay tuned because still candidiasis is not over. 1 to 2 more videos coming soon. Thank you so much.